Hello, welcome to another review.
Hi.
And in our recent... how many trilogies have we done now?
One.
Have we? Is that it? Back to the Future?
Yeah, we've done one. We've done doubles.
Oh, right, yeah. Well, there you go. Now we're going to double it up by doing another trilogy.
Well, it'd be four then, wouldn't it?
No, we'd double up the trilogies.
Then it'd be six.
No, double the amount of trilogies we've done.
Right, yeah.
Yeah,
I get it.
Yeah, and then this is one of our favourite trilogies
This is
of all time.
very close to our
And if you haven't got
hearts.
it by the hats already...
It's Indiana Jones.
All right, so the way it works is we're going to review each of these films, and we don't know what the other one thinks about the films. So the way we do it for each film is we're going to say a rating out of 10 and see if we're on the same page about it.
So we'll start with Raiders of the Lost Ark.
No, mate, start with the last one.
Can you believe this guy?
So, right, you ready?
Raiders of the Lost Ark, yeah.
Right, 1, 2, 3, 9.
8. Look at your face. Look at his face.
Look at his face! Just look at his face!
Yeah, I went 8 with this one. Hey, I love the film. I think it's a great film. But are there better ones? Well, so I gave it 8. You gave it a 9. What did the critics give it? So, what do you reckon it got on IMDb?
I'm going to say 8.6.
8.4. That's a little lower than I expected it to be.
I know.
I thought it'd be higher.
I wonder what Tempo Doom will get, that's all I
Yeah,
say.
but you know, maybe, is it one of those things again, as the years have gone by?
Racism.
Yeah, maybe.
Yeah.
And you know what I think it also could be as well? I was, in preparation for this, I was listening to a guy and he was talking about all the things that went wrong in The Dial of Destiny, which we'll get onto a little bit later. We'll talk a little bit about the bad films. And he was saying that because when the ticket sales came out for that, it was like 70% of the audience were 45 or older. So it's like maybe the young people, but it gets shown on TV, but
I don't think many people know. He hasn't got the same... It's like Star
hasn't got
Wars
the same
now.
cachet, has it?
It's like Star Wars. People don't really care about Star Wars under the age of like 30 now.
Do you think that the Star Wars thing, though, it comes down to that it's not seen as special anymore because they keep on churning them out?
Grogu or whatever he's called, and the Mandalorian and Baby Yoda.
That's just literally just come out
And it's bombing.
and bombed at the box office.
Yeah.
But yeah, because it comes down to that.
They've milked it to death.
Yeah, whereas it used to be like, wow, and we'll get on to Indiana Jones, why, you know, as opposed to what we recently did, and thanks to everybody who watched and commented, Back to the Future review. See, those films, they were a trilogy, they ended there for this moment in time.
Yeah, until they die.
Yeah, well, we're talking about the actual director and producer there because they said that they've got it in their contract. But, you know that if you'd watch the episode.
Yeah,
so
go
get
watch
watching it. Okay, yeah, so IMDb, 8.4, but that's obviously a good score. Rotten Tomatoes, critics, what do you reckon they gave it?
91.
94. They loved it. What about the audience, though?
97.
96.
Yeah, I'm pretty good.
They loved it as well, mate.
Yeah, obviously.
So if you've never seen the film before... I was waiting for him to say they've seen it before. Like we just said, some people, if you're younger, maybe you haven't seen it. Maybe it hasn't been on... Maybe they don't put it on TVs on Bank Holiday anymore. But if they do, it's cut.
And
but
if
we'll
they
get
do,
into
people
that.
aren't watching TV anyway, so they won't see it.
Exactly.
Yeah.
The new millennial thing. But, so, what do you reckon the box office was?
400 million worldwide.
Pretty close, but not as close as you think it is. 354.
That is pretty close.
354, and it costs 20 million to make, so, you know, big. And adjusted for inflation, it would be $1 billion. And it's also Steven Spielberg's favourite film that he's done. Wouldn't you think his favourite film would be Schindler's List, or do you reckon it's because that's...
You can't say that's your favourite film.
Yeah, it's harrowing, isn't it?
Yeah.
So he probably wouldn't have done it in respect of that. But as I was going to say, the synopsis for the film... Indiana Jones must race against the Nazis to find the Ark of the Covenant. So it's an easy story. But it has a great start. That start with the boulder.
Iconic. Have you ever seen that guy at who nearly gets run over by the boulder in like Disney World?
No.
Roll the clip.
Well, is there a clip out there for it? Just before you say roll the clip, I need to know the clip.
The clip.
So that's on a Disneyland ride, is it?
Yeah, and that, like the actor, like people are like, oh, has he actually got crushed by this polystyrene ball?
Yeah, it was, wasn't it? It was fiberglass, but not to be pernickety about it.
You've seen it then?
Not the ball itself.
No, that clip.
I've seen it. I'm talking about in the movie, mate.
Oh, right.
And what do you always remember from that scene when Indy gets the idol? When he passes the bag of thing onto it, and he gets the idol. What's the person doing in the background? Can you remember? He's like this. He's like this.
No, he's not.
He's like the taxes.
The taxes. The finger thing means the taxes.
Yeah, he is.
No, he's like this.
Roll the clip.
It's a played out clip.
Yeah, so it was originally inspired by the serial like heroes, those old like featurettes and things they used to have in the 1930s and 40s.
About an archaeologist who goes around finding ancient artifacts that have sort of a supernatural flavor to them. And both of them would be kind of a serial, non-stop action kind of adventure.
Yeah, so it inspired Steven Spielberg and George Lucas, and George Lucas had been he was coming off Star Wars success at this time, and he was friends with Steven Spielberg, and he always said that Spielberg had said to him, I really want to write a James Bond movie, and George Lucas was like, I've got an idea that's based in those kind of serials of those old days that we used to love.
George and I had planned this vacation together. He was going to get away from Star Wars opening, which has become a tradition with both of us over the years, and then change the subject from Star Wars to what I was doing next. And I said, well, you know what? I've always wanted to direct a James Bond picture. And George, so I got that beat. I said, what do you mean? He said, I have a better idea. It's called Raiders of the Lost Ark.
And the main character's called Indiana Smith, but they were like, the weird thing was they were like, that's a bit too generic name, so they chose Jones, which is also generic. You know,
I know, people go, it would have worked just as well if it was Smith, because you just don't know any different.
Yeah, a little bit like the Smiths chose...
Smith and Jones.
Yeah, and the Smiths chose their name because they wanted the most boring name they could come up with, and that's why they chose it. Where did they get the name Indiana from? If you know your trivia facts, it's a pretty well-known one.
His dog was called Indiana.
Yeah. And is that referenced?
Yeah.
What's it referenced?
What do you mean?
In the films themselves.
Sean Connery.
Junior, Dad, please, what does it always mean, this Junior?
That's his name. Henry Jones Jr.
Like Indiana.
We named the dog Indiana.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Don't say it to me like you're saying, like, I don't know it.
No.
I'm the one asking you about it, mate. I obviously know it. That's why I asked you about it. Because he says the line, we named the dog Indiana, doesn't he? But his real name is just Junior, isn't it? So it's just Henry. That's his real name.
Is it?
Yeah, because he's Junior. So he's Junior, like he's Henry Junior.
I didn't even know Sean Connery was called Henry.
Well, the more you know.
That in the film?
That's his known name in it, Henry. Yeah, because Marcus says it. He's like, oh, Henry, Henry, come over here. That was a good impression of him, wasn't it, Marcus?
Henry, the pen.
What?
Don't you see? The pen is mightier than the sword.
Why didn't he come back for all of them?
Well,
The new ones.
Because he's dead, mate. Well, you know, R.I.P. So if you're watching this, you didn't make it. All right, but the main thing was, of course, so they decided we're going to make this movie. Who's going to play Indiana Jones? And so, of course, they went for, at the time, who was a big star, Tom Selleck. They were like, he was like, I definitely want to do it, but he was doing Magnum P.I. at the time. The thing was that he was like in between seasons of Magnum PI, and he said he'll do it. And then the TV company were like, we don't want him. We don't want to lose him. We don't like him to go into this, and then he won't want to come back to Magnum PI. So they're like, in your contract, you've got to do another season of Magnum PI. Now we're moving it forward. And so he ended up doing it. And obviously he's got those screen tests of him doing it.
Hello, Mary.
We ended up doing a screen test with Tom Selleck and Sean Young, and it was really, really good. I mean, they were both terrific actors, and it turned out really well.
Look, I did what I did. I don't expect you to be happy about it. But maybe it can do us both some good.
Why start
Just
now?
shut up. Shut up and listen to me. Now, I need that piece your father had.
So George and I pretty much went after Tom Selleck, and then a man who became a very close friend of mine, Bob Daly, at that time the head of CBS, said, wait a minute, we have a series commitment with Tom Selleck called Magnum PI.
But it's like, so they were like, oh, what are we going to do? Because we couldn't get Tom Selleck. And how much do you reckon he regrets it now?
I was offered the role.
With Steven
which
Spielberg
was
and
wonderful.
George Lucas.
I'd already done the pilot for Magnum, and the more Steven and George held the offer out, the more CBS said, we want the series, and you can't do both. I was able to keep somewhat of a look at the Magnum was hardly a consolation prize, but it was a big disappointment.
Yeah,
imagine that. That happened as well with, but luckily he got it, and it happened with Pierce Brosnan. He was in Remington Steele, wasn't he? Yeah. They were like, okay, who are we going to get for the role? And so Steven Spielberg had just seen a rough cut of The Empire Strikes Back, and he saw Harrison Ford. So he said to George Lucas, why don't we get Harrison to play it? Ask him if he wants to do it. And he said, I don't want, because he'd worked with him in American Graffiti and obviously Star Wars, and he was like, I don't want him to become my Robert De Niro to Martin Scorsese.
What, he referenced them specifically?
Yeah. He said, because they were both...
I don't think that happened.
Yeah, well, they were both friends of Martin Scorsese. So it was like, he said, I don't want him to be like Marty's, Robert De Niro. I don't want it to just end up being him in all of my films, which, George Lucas never really did any other films.
Check on that
one.
Well, yeah, roll it.
No, you can't roll a fact check,
No, you can
mate.
show it. You can show your source, mate.
Oh, all right, okay. My source is here.
Yeah.
Steve said, here's a suggestion. What about Harrison Ford? And I said, Steven, he's been in 2 of my movies. I don't want him to be my Bobby De Niro. I don't want to have every movie I make star Harrison.
Yeah, all right.
All right. Yeah, so, what in terms of you gave it an 8.9.
You're an idiot.
You gave it a 9. What makes it a 9 for you? What is it about it that you always think, oh, that film?
Great lines. Part of me gets it mixed up with the last one, which we'll get onto, because I didn't have a ticket.
Last Crusade?
Yeah, it didn't have a ticket.
Yeah,
Last Crusade?
that's Last Crusade, yeah.
Yeah. But we've said it before, wherever it is in the film, if it's on, I'll end up watching it from there.
Yeah.
That's what's so good about it. And I don't mind the love story. We always say the love story ruins films, but it's done in a good way. Like, she's a great character.
Yeah, Karen Allen in it, and because
she kicks ass as well.
Hello, Marion.
Indiana Jones.
I need one of the pieces your father collected.
Yeah, and but it has that weird line in it, didn't it? Where what it was originally was both of those two, Spielberg and Lucas, disagreed over the way that Indiana Jones should be portrayed. Now, George Lucas wanted him to be, even though Steven Spielberg wanted to make it like a Bond picture, George Lucas wanted him to be more like James Bond, as in like he got all the women and things like that. So there's like a scene early in the film where I think when Marcus is talking to him and he's just, I think he's dressed like he's not dressed like, he's dressed in a towel or something like that. That came after a scene where he's just been with a woman because he gets so many women in it. So that also ties into when the girl like shuts her eyes and it says, I love you.
Was undisturbed, and the undisturbed chamber and the grave goods that were found in another in the area give us a reason to.
But it's like when you look at it in the film now, it looks like he's just like shocked by it. But it was supposed to be that time that he got so many women. But Steven Spielberg was like, that doesn't work for the character.
No, it works better
cut
that he's
out.
like
a kind
married to his job.
Yeah.
So he just loves travelling all the time.
And he's not.
things.
He reminds me a little bit of the way that it's played when he just plays the normal himself, not Indiana Jones. He's almost a bit like Christopher Reeve in Superman, isn't
I know, that's why...
when he's playing Clark.
That's what...
I was, at first, really nervous about tonight. But then I decided, well, darn it, I was going to show you the time of your life.
But they shouldn't have had him be the teacher that everyone fancies. I'm thinking...
Yeah, he was more of a nerdy character.
He's more swashbuckling when he goes out, but when he's doing his thing in the classroom, he's more of a bumbly... and that might have worked.
Yeah, because again, you could believe that he was that kind of nerdy guy that just did that kind of thing, didn't he? And one of the things I loved, especially as a kid when I was watching it, was that, as we've said in many of our kind of like videos and things like that, we don't like it to be too over romantic. And in that film, it plays it just right because they are romantic, but only in the way because there's that scene when they're on the plane, isn't it, where she's like, "Where's it hurt?" and he's like, "Here."
Here.
Here. And then she like kisses him, and usually they would go for a big romantic scene after that, and then she just says something, looks back, and he's asleep.
Jones. Jones?
That's a great way of doing it. Doesn't linger on it too long. Again, with the James Bond thing, though, they said that George Lucas was like, because she says that part when she's in the bar with him, and she's like,
He was wrong and you knew it.
You knew what you were doing.
Now I do. This is my place. Get out. Mohan, Temigru, Bulianu.
I did what I did. You don't have to be happy about it, but maybe we can help each other out now.
George Lucas was like, yeah, I wanted her to be like a very young girl in it. And Steven Spielberg was like, we don't want to be talking about that in it, like, don't push on that. But obviously, if you see the scene, you're like, that's weird when she's like, she wasn't a child, she was meant to be 15, but then Steven Spielberg was like, no, make it out like she's 17 or 18. Like, so that was it, a kind of a...
Typical Hollywood.
But yeah, obviously we
just seen one of your titles there.
What was the
racist monkey?
Yeah, because that was actually one of the fun facts about it, was that the monkey, because it's a bad monkey, innit? Remember, he's like bad dates.
And the boss German, Dietrich. When they came out of the map room, they gave us a new spot in which to dig. I am the ruler of the... Bad dates.
Because it has the monkey, but it never actually shows the monkey dying. They originally showed like they had a monkey dying in it, but they were like, that's too sad to have that. But he does a Nazi salute in it, and they were like, well, how do you get a monkey to do that? He's not a racist. So they held food up above the camera, so he did the salute, and that's how it worked. So it's like, it's funny how you just saw it on my sheet. You're like, what's that going to be about? I don't remember that in Indiana Jones. Of course, the classic theme tune, like the theme tune, like John Williams just.
That we always got mixed up with, or Dad always got mixed up.
Yeah, that's a good one actually. We would always, because obviously, and then it goes, and then it goes down, and then it builds up again. But he always got it like this, didn't he? He always used to go, no, it goes, we're like, no, that's a theme.
Both great themes.
I'm like, they're both great themes, but that's not what it was.
Why don't you transpose them between each other now, so you can...
Yeah. Because even when I put the song on for him to hear it, he'll always be like, that it is the one I said, not the one that you said. But yeah, that was like a classic one, and it was like, and one of the things about it as well was as you can see with these, these hats that we're actually wearing here, these hats are like, they must be like 25 years old because I got these.
More.
Yeah, probably more because I got these hats with my mate when we went to the pub one day and it was Australia Day. So these are like.
Bet you've got that photo.
Yeah, well, I'll put it on screen, yeah. And so they've been sitting in my mum's attic for my mum, not his mum, my mum, for all these years, yeah, with rats all over them. A bit like Indiana Jones, rats.
Oh, rats.
Yeah, but he was actually dressed, and I'll put a clip in because I've never even heard of this film before. It was based on the outfit that Charlton Heston wore in The Secret of the Incas.
Well, it's been very enjoyable. I've enjoyed the trip.
If you're wondering how you're going to pay me without hurting my feelings, Miss Morris, forget it.
From 1945. So, any of you history buffs out there, you know what I'm talking about. But, do you remember who was scary in that film? The Nazi guy. The Nazi guy with the... Remember? Fräulein? Him.
Oh, yeah.
Because that's that great scene where he goes into the tent, doesn't he? And the bad guy comes in and he's just like this Nazi guy, and he's like that, like, goes like that, takes a thing out, doesn't he? Like a black thing like that, and he's like... construct it, and they're looking at it like this is going to be some kind of torture device, and he's like, it's just a coat hanger, and he's like, then puts his coat on it. Classic parts like that. But I always thought that in the film they played Marion she was very good in it, as in like she was, which they would love now, a strong female character, but not like over the top, because there was a lot of criticism, which we'll get into in Temple of Doom, about the female in that, the way that she was portrayed in it. Another big character in it, Salah.
Yeah,
he was great in it, and he was also. I don't know if you've ever seen it, and you've seen it.
King Solomon's Mines.
King Solomon's Mines, Richard Chamberlain film, and Sharon Stone's in it. He's actually in that. He's a bad guy in it. So, but it's just like the Indiana Jones, because it has that classic part in it, doesn't it? With on the train where there's a Nazi guy trying to get Sharon Stone, and he's like, I find you most attractive, and she's just like, get away from me, you pig, and he's like, I wasn't talking to you. I was talking about your father. Yeah, and they go through the jungle, and he's like, Salah's there with like this Nazi captain, and they're like looking around like that, and he's just like, they hear rustling in the trees, and he's like, shoots a guy down. Like the Salah is like, not Salah in that, but Salah guy is like, good shot.
Unfortunately, he was on our side.
Shame he was one of ours.
I think didn't you rewatch it? And so
I did rewatch it.
It's not that good.
It's not great, but it's those two scenes are funny, but it's not enough. Yeah. So, but he's in it and he helps him out, and but he was originally, they wanted Danny DeVito, but he turned it down. He would have been good at it as well, wouldn't he? He would have been, he would have been very good. But he turned it down because he was in Taxi at the time, that TV show. And I wouldn't have turned that down, but then he did go on to...
He did all right.
Yeah, he did all right.
Throw Mama from the train.
Yeah. Owen!
Owen! Owen! Owen!
I saw that again recently. Last year it wasn't as good.
No.
But it is one thing that I found out about it that I found very interesting. At the end of the film, spoilers if you've never seen it, but I'm pretty sure if you've seen it, if you're watching this, when they're in the room and he opens the Ark, and then Indy says to Marion,
don't look at it. Shut your eyes, Marion. Don't look at it, no matter what happens.
Didn't you always think, how does he know that? Because I always used to think, well, I don't get it. How does he know? There was a scene in it where Salah says to him, if we find the Ark at any time, don't touch it.
You just bought it.
Don't touch it.
Don't
touch it.
I wasn't going to touch it.
No, don't touch it.
I was just. Can I look at it?
No, you've seen enough of that one.
Don't look at it if it's opened. And they just cut that scene out. So you're just supposed to believe that, because he knows archaeology and stuff, that he knew that he didn't have to. It's a bit like in Last Crusade. They know loads of stuff about the Grail, but that's only because they've got Henry's diaries, haven't they? And he knows about it.
Yeah.
But they didn't know in this.
I just don't know.
You don't know?
You don't know?
No, and they just cut that scene out. They said, it wasn't really necessary to put that in. Well, me as a kid has always been like, how does he know to not look?
I always thought because he knew archaeology, so...
You see this guy?
Yeah, well, if he knows about the Ark, he would have known about that and researched it.
I think he knew not that much about the Ark. Because I think it's either in this one or it's in Last Crusade, and don't you remember that he actually said, Marcus says that they're looking for the Ark or whatever, and he's like, I don't believe in all that magical mumbo-jumbo.
Oh, Marcus, what are you trying to do? Scare me? You sound like my mother. We've known each other for a long time. I don't believe in magic, a lot of superstitious hocus-pocus.
But it's like, well, I know what you're going to say after this. I'm like, isn't that a bit strange? Because if you look, you know what you're going to say as well. Because in Temple of Doom, which is a prequel to those movies, loads of magical stuff happens and he sees it. So he does believe in magic because he's seen it.
Yeah, and when Itchy plays...
In episode 2F09, when Itchy plays Scratchy's skeleton like a xylophone, he strikes the same rib twice in succession, yet he produces two clearly different tones. I mean, what are we, to believe that this is some sort of, magic xylophone or something?
His bones made a difference.
I just knew it. I was knowing. As soon as I said it, I was knowing because I'm going to say it in this way as well. I'm going to be like, what
magical stuff happened in Temple of Doom?
Stones and Kalimar and all that. We'll get onto that anyway.
It's not magical, mate.
It was magical to me, mate. And another one of the scenes. What's one of the big scenes that you remember? Remember when he's going through Cairo and he gets challenged?
The plane.
No. He gets challenged, mate. Walking through Cairo. How is a plane challenging him in Cairo?
Oh, by the guy who's like that.
Oh, you mean Pat Roach? Yeah, he gets challenged by him. He's in all three of the films as well. He's like he's a stuntman guy in there, and he always fights Indiana Jones.
Oh yeah, you're gonna say I know this one. He was ill.
Yeah, so it's the one where he's walking through, and then that guy challenges him. That sword, and he's like, shing, shing, shing. And then Indiana Jones just like and just blows him away like that. And that scene was done because it was supposed to be an epic fight between them with swords, but everybody was sick because they got food poisoning. So they were just like, and it was Harrison Ford just said, "What about if I just shoot the guy?" And they were like, "Good idea." And that's what they did. And now it's like an iconic scene. Yeah. It's even brought back in the later films, isn't it? Because he goes like that in one of the others to get his gun. He's like, it's not there because he was going to do the exact same thing. That's exactly the great humour and things like that of that film. Okay, so the next great film from the Indiana Jones trilogy, and people might be wondering, why are we calling it a trilogy? There's been 5 films. There's been a trilogy.
We'll get onto that.
And one of the things I would say about that is as well, I don't have like a 4K player or anything like that, but I used to have a Blu-ray player, and I used to get VHSs in the old days, and I always used to love having like the set. I had the VHS set.
Indiana Jones and the Raiders of the Lost Ark. Indiana Jones and the Temple of Doom. Indiana Jones and the Last Crusade.
Dad! What? Dad! What?
And introducing for the first time on video, The Adventures of Young Indiana Jones. Now available on video.
Trust me.
Because we spoke about it in one of the videos before, because it got Young Indiana Jones Chronicles with it, which I recorded over. You know, when you used to be able to put the bit of tape over the thing and record it over it because I didn't like it. But I loved that set. And now the way it is these days is because they released 2 more films, which are not good films.
Oh, brother, this guy stinks!
That you have to buy them all. It's like, I don't want to have to buy all of them to have them too. I don't even want to see them. I don't even want to like look at it.
I want to buy this.
Great. And as a bonus, I'll throw in
2 terrible movies.
No, thank you.
No charge.
I do not want it.
But it's free, sir.
If that DVD even touches, I will kill you.
Don't worry. Someday someone will come and take you home for their very own.
Yeah, so Temple of Doom. So Temple of Doom came along in 1984. And yes, that was the year that you were born.
Yeah.
Yeah. So there you go.
Great year.
But here's the big thing. What are the ratings for it? What would you give it?
1, 2, 3, 8.
9.
I knew you'd give it a 9. Just to be different.
No, it's not. It's nothing to do with being different.
Because everyone else gives it lower.
No, it's not. It's nothing to do with that. It's because of. It's one of those things of when you saw it when you were a kid, and because Raiders is a little bit less to me because it didn't have as much impact. Because I think when we were growing up, it always seemed to be on Temple of Doom. I don't know why, but it was one that you always, and it really stuck out. It wasn't just like any other kind of adventure film because it was dark, and I kind of like things that have got that kind of dark edge to them. That's like, whoa, it's a bit different. But what do you reckon it got on IMDb? Oh, let's see if we can get this one right.
8.
7.5. It's a bit of a drop. Rotten Tomatoes critics.
78.
77. That's a big drop. Audience.
81.
82.
I'm always nearly right.
You are pretty close.
Yeah.
Did you look these up?
No. No.
Yeah, well, we'll see. We've got secret video cameras in his house.
Oh, yeah. So good.
Oh, that explains his mysterious trip to Holland.
So, what would you reckon the box office was? The original?
320.
You get pretty close, mate. You actually do get pretty close. 333 mil. On a budget of 28 million. So it didn't cost that much more than the first one cost. Yeah, so the film itself, as I've just talked about before, it's actually a prequel to Raiders of the Lost Ark. The main reason for that is that George Lucas said, I don't want to do Nazis again. So this one had a much darker tone.
Wanted the second indie film to be much darker. So George came up with this idea that it was going to be about the Kali cult and have a lot to do with black magic.
Because both of George Lucas and Steven Spielberg at the time were George Lucas was going through a divorce and Steven Spielberg was having problems in his own relationship. This is Steven Spielberg's worst of the Indiana Jones film.
Well, if you guys think that's a good idea, sure, I'll go along with it.
The story ended up, for whatever reason, turned a lot darker. I think we decided to go darker. Part of it, I guess, I was going through a divorce at the time and I wasn't in a good mood.
And he credits that the only thing that he likes about it is that he met his wife, Kate Capshaw, who plays...
This is Willie Scott.
I really wanted to bring Marion back, but George and I discussed it and thought there should be a different Indiana Jones lady in each of the different films, so...
Yeah, so he met his wife in it, and the screenwriter they got for it actually said, there's nothing pleasant about that film. I think Temple of Doom represents a chaotic period in both of their lives, and the movie is very ugly and mean-spirited, which I think that's going too far.
Yep.
It's got a lot of dark magic stuff, but I think that makes it stand out from like the other films.
I know.
And the synopsis is, Indiana Jones must stop an evil cult in India that has kidnapped children and stolen a sacred stone. So you've rated this one lower on your list. Why would you rate it lower than Raiders?
There's no levity in it, really.
What's levity mean?
It's all pretty dark all the way through. Which
It is?
It's a good. It is like Back to the Future 2. You know, you like that one.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah, but I do. I mean, I still give it 8 out of 10. It's a very enjoyable film, but she's too screechy.
She is screechy. Like, I've got a friend, and he'll be watching this. He's done one from the pictures of where we're wearing these hats. He hadn't seen it for many, many years, like 30 years or something. And he said he didn't like Short Round in it because he didn't like the way that Short Rounds are constantly like, Dr. Jones, Dr. Jones.
Indiana. Hey, lady, you call him Dr. Jones.
My professional name.
Dr. Jones, all the time.
I'm sure we'll get onto the bits that haven't aged well.
Well, yeah. Well, because here's one of the things that I do remember about watching it. when I remember seeing it as a kid, and it had those parts that get cut out of it these days, where there's like a scene where Indy slaps Short Round, doesn't he? He actually smacks him like in one of the scenes.
Why did he do that?
Because he's that's when he's taken over, isn't he, by Kalima. When he's like being one of their people, and he's like, Indy, snap out of it, Indy.
Yeah,
and he's just like,
should have kept that in.
Yeah, but they said, you know, that's too dark. Because one of them things was, that's why these days you have the 12A rating, isn't it?
The reality is Steven Spielberg felt that the movie kind of fell into this netherworld between PG and R. Because the movie did in fact get a PG rating, anybody at any age could hypothetically go and see this movie and witness some really mature content. Why don't we create an additional rating between PG and R? How about PG-13?
Because in them days, Steven Spielberg was like, they'd already done that thing in Raiders of the Lost Ark at the end when their faces just melt.
Yeah.
Like, and that's scary for kids. And then for this one, because it has the scene, like you're saying, that it doesn't even get shown on TV anymore, when he, like, rips that guy's heart out. It's like beating.
There's a lot of scary scenes when they're just getting dropped down into the fire.
Yeah,
it's scary stuff when you're a kid, especially.
And I think that whole thing of, I wonder how many kids at that time used to go around the playground going like this to people. Kalima!
We do that.
Yeah, we do. We did that.
Yeah, we did.
Kalima!
We didn't ever say the name, though. We were just like, oh.
We do the same in, which is on the wall there, which we've done a review of. Check it out, Lawnmower Man. He gets back at this priest by going in. He's like this, puts his hand in his head, and he's like, oh! And this priest just like that, with bad CGI effects of his arm, just immediately all going on fire. On the front cover, it has like a quotation from the Sun, and it says, "Dazzling effects, even better than T2." And if you ever see the film, if you haven't seen the film, they ain't better than T2. No. But yeah, we used to do that. But it was like a dark film.
Yeah,
or the
but
whole
also just like the representation of India is crazy. You know, they're just there eating. Oh, pass me the sheep's brains.
But you're not eating. Ah, dessert. Chilled monkey brain.
It's just like,
Yeah,
and they're
they-
just like, it's so.
Yeah, because they said about that. So first of all, the guy who was the Indian village shaman guy couldn't speak English at all.
It moves darkness over all country, over all country.
So when they went there and they're trying to tell him how to play the scene, he's not even an actor. He's just like a proper guy from like a village like that. He didn't speak a word of English. He delivered his lines phonetically by mimicking Steven Spielberg, who was doing it off camera, so he couldn't even really see what he was saying. And the pauses in his dialogue were not for dramatic effect. They were him waiting for his next line.
They came from palace and took Shivalinga from our village.
That's gold how they used to do things like that in those days. And one of the things that it was an interesting one, the actual, when they go to the palace and you're thinking, whoa, this is like looking very grand. That was from they just filmed Octopussy James Bond, so they just redressed that set in Pinewood Studios. So, but yeah, one of the big criticisms is that, like I was saying about how Marion in the first one is very like strong female character. They really just threw that away in this one because Kate Capshaw in it is just, she constantly screams all the time. And she's just always needing Indy's help. And it even has that, it wouldn't be allowed now, but the scene at the end, you know, when she's just like, all right, Dr. Jones, or whatever, and starts walking away, and he's like,
This is not my idea of a swell time. Excuse me, sir. I need a guide to Delhi. If you could show me the way.
But that was them old days, you know, like, and I'm talking about those old serials and stuff. It was played like that, so, you know, it kind of
played out.
Gets away with it like that. But yeah, and with the scary scenes, the alligators dropping to the bottom, the rope bridge.
Yeah. That's a great scene.
A rope bridge scene, and one of the things about that was Steven Spielberg is like, he's afraid of heights, so he wouldn't go across that rope bridge. So he used to drive all the way along, and it took him like something like half an hour or something like that to drive all the way around, going like that. But Harrison Ford didn't care. But the part that always sticks out to me is the way that he's just like, you will see, yeah, time for you to visit Kalimar in hell. He says it like that, like, in hell.
Prepare to meet Kali in hell.
What they actually did on Mythbusters, they did the thing of the raft coming out.
I was going to say that lets it down for me.
Because they were saying, could that actually be done? And they tried it with loads of different ways of trying it, and there's no way you could have survived that.
If you could have leaped out of the airplane with this raft, inflated it in midair, rigged 4 points to it so you could hang from it like a parachute, you just might survive. But all the other aspects of this are so unrealistic. The odds of you being able to achieve this rig while falling out of a plane are so unlikely as to be almost ludicrous.
But it also had Dan Aykroyd at the start.
But there might be a slight inconvenience as you will be riding on a cargo full of live poultry.
I like the joke at the start after they've done the doing the scene with the dancing and stuff at the start and the singing.
That's a great scene.
And so she learnt the Mandarin for the song to be able to sing it. But I always laugh in the plane when he's just like, see you later, like Balrog or whatever, Balrog, Street Fighter. But he's just like, see you later, and then he shuts the plane. You can see like it's that guy's name.
Who's Balrog supposed to be?
You know, the bad guy from the start who's just like.
Nice try, Lao She.
Goodbye, Dr. Jones.
when he drinks the drink.
You keep it a go. I find another.
He's like, what are you laughing about? He's like, I have the antidote.
That's the most like James Bond he was in any of the films.
Yeah, that's true.
He's all dressed up, tuxedo, goes in there, pretty suave.
That's exactly like James Bond, isn't it?
I wonder if they did that thinking that let's just do a nod to a James Bond now.
But yeah, so the film came out, it was a success, but one of the scenes that I always remember is, and I always think, what would it have been like to do this? I've already said about Kate Capshaw did a lot of screaming. Yeah, she must have done screaming when she had to put her hand in the thing with all the bugs. That part, and like even if you were in the part where all the like spiders and stuff are like crawling on them, and it has that the classic, which you will have seen in like parody and loads of things, where all the spikes start going. We are going to die.
We are going to die.
And she's just like has to put her hand in the thing, and she had to actually have some like sedatives or something to try and relax her to put her hand in the, which you'll have seen now a million times because it's always on things like I'm a Celebrity, Get Me Out of Here, that butler guy.
I can't feel anything at the minute. I'm gonna put my
like him doing it. So that was Temple of Doom. And so we move on to 1989, Indiana Jones and the Last Crusade. Right, okay, so we'll...
Do we ever give 0.5s?
No.
Or is it no? Okay.
So we'll give our rating for it, okay?
Right.
1, 2, 3, 10!
I was going to say 9.5.
You should have said 10, mate.
It's not 10.
Well, this is what if you watch the Back to the Future one, I actually said that Planes, Trains, and Back to the Future were my favourite films. It's a trilogy, a little bit like
I'm going
this.
to 10.
Yeah,
screw it.
Because
it's a great. It's everything you want.
Because like, there's no bad parts in it.
No.
Like even if you think about that, there's no bad parts in.
I can't remember a single bad part in it.
Right, so that was what we scored it. What do you reckon it got on IMDb? This is interesting because I want to see what you... Because it's hard to gauge what you would think. Bang on the money, mate. Exactly 8.2. Which is good, but it's... Yeah. I thought it'd be higher, but what do I know, you know? Rotten Tomatoes critics, what do they know?
89.
84. So close. And the audience...
90.
94. The audience do love it, and I think...
That's weird how they love it, but they gave it IMDb pretty low.
Yeah. So what was the gross for it?
What year was it? 89?
Yeah.
480.
How do you keep on getting so close? 474. That's amazing, mate.
Thank you.
And it was done on a much larger budget. It was on 48 million this time. It became the highest grossing movie of 1989. And 1989, because we spoke about it in other videos, is when all the big hitters came out, wasn't it? Batman was out that year. Obviously this. What were the other ones we mentioned? Can't remember. But there was other big films, believe me. So this one is a bit like we were saying before. That Steven Spielberg always wanted to make a James Bond picture. And he got his chance really here because they brought in Sean Connery as Indy's dad, even though Sean Connery's only 12 years older than Harrison Ford.
Wow.
Anyway.
How old was he when he did this?
Sean Connery. It's on the screen.
Oh, that doesn't help me.
How much trivia does he come up for these reviews? What would make it to be basically a 10 for you? What pushes it up there?
The interplay between all the characters, bringing back that indie guy,
yes.
you know, him.
Yeah.
Where's that great line?
Yeah, because he has that classic line. It's that is a great line because when Indy gets captured and they're like, because Donovan, the bad guy in it, is like, at the moment we're about to pick up your friend Marcus or whatever. It's like, you'll never find him. He fits in.
Brody's got friends in every town and village from here to the Sudan. He speaks a dozen languages, knows every local custom. He'll blend in, disappear. You'll never see him again.
He knows 15 languages. They just shows him in the middle square like, excuse me.
Does anyone here speak English? Or even ancient Greek? Water, no, thank you, sir.
He just gets picked up like, immediately. That's great comedy. No,
yeah. What's the other bit of great comedy you remember from this?
Oh, the part when they're on the motorbike.
No, but
that's a great part because when they're on the motorbike and they go along and then Indy sticks the thing in the wheel and the guy goes flying off it and then he's just like looking like, yeah, I got him. And he looks at his dad and his dad's just like... the plane, on the Led Zeppelin when he's because they're sitting talking and all the Nazis. One of the main Nazi gets on board because he's trying to find the father and son because they play father and son, Harrison Ford and Sean Connery. And then when he gets him done, Indiana Jones already knocked the guy out and taken his uniform. The guy who goes around and collects the ticket, so he sees the guy looking at it because the guy pushes down. He's just about to get him, and then Indiana Jones gets him, throws him out, and everybody's just like looking at him, and he's just like, no ticket.
Boss.
No ticket.
Everybody's like that. Ah! But that's one thing I want to get on in tonally and with the emotion and things like that. This one just gets it exactly right because it's got moments of actual emotion and it's got the funny moments and the father and son dynamic. I've never seen it work so well as it works in a film like this because there's so many scenes, like the one where they're on the plane and they're working together and he's like, "Take the gun, Dad," and he's just like. Shoots the back off the plane, and then Joe's like, "What happened? We're going down." And he's like,
John, I'm sorry. They got us.
And when they're both tied up together.
Yeah.
that woman.
Yeah, the woman's like, "It was a beautiful night," and she's looking at Indy or whatever, and then Sean Connery's like, "Yeah."
I can't forget how wonderful it was.
Thank you. It was rather wonderful.
Don't they both? Thanks.
Yeah.
Something like that, isn't it?
And then, because afterwards he's like,
How did you know she was a Nazi?
He's like, "She talks in her sleep."
She talks in her sleep.
Just scenes like that, and even I still make a little gif when somebody says something like stupid to me these days. I have that little gif of when they're both sitting on the motorcycle and doesn't like Indy say something like, because Henry Sr.'s like, "Oh, we need to go that way.
Half the German army's on our tail, and you want me to go to Berlin? Into the lion's den?"
To get it, and he's like, "The Grail map is this way," and he's just like, "Jesus Christ."
That's for blasphemy.
I think the thing of why we would both give it a 10 is it has it's almost too many moments to talk about. Obviously, the moment when the tank goes off the cliff. That's an emotional moment when he's there and he's just like, "I've lost him."
Oh, God. I've lost him. And I never told him anything.
And the end,
never get to tell him. The end at the at the end.
Spoilers.
Yeah, well, yeah, spoilers if you've never seen it before. But the end is very emotional, and then. But getting on to like the actual, what would you think about the end? Didn't you think that was one of the most perfect ends you could have ever had for a series, where they ride off into the sunset?
Yeah.
Everything about it, and that whole final part, I always laughed because I remember the Carl Pilkington was always with Ricky Gervais, and when they used to do their show together, they did that show Idiot Abroad, and he went to the actual place in Jordan where Indiana Jones is in the for the Last Crusade, and he was just like,
You've barely mentioned the wonder, Carl. I mean, I know.
Well, I'm not thinking about it, am I? How can I stand there and go, "Oh, what a beautiful bit of work"? When in the back of my head you're going, "Carl, you're living in a cave tonight." I can't focus on that. Oh.
It's not that impressive, really. It's like. But what do you think about didn't you think that the start was just an amazing start as well?
Yeah.
The start was great because with River Phoenix playing the young Indiana, and that's where the idea for the Young Indiana Jones Chronicles came from. "You're lost today, kid, but that don't mean you gotta like it."
Yeah.
Because he puts the hat on him, doesn't he?
You're lost today, kid. But it doesn't mean you have to like it.
Yeah, and then the great transition.
It's that guy's hat, isn't it?
Yeah, that's one of the best transitions in movie
Well,
history,
it would, because it would be that, wouldn't it? Doesn't he put the hat on him, and then the hat comes up, and he's just like, because he says, he's like, "It belongs in a museum." He's like,
So do you.
one of the things that, one of the like great scenes in it is right near the end when he's trying to reach the Grail, and he's just like, "I can reach it." And Elsa, who's the woman out of the film, she tries to do the same thing, but her hand slips through the glove and she falls. And that's when he says, because it has that great line, because he's like, I can't, give me your hand.
Junior, give me your other hand. I can't hold on.
I can get it. I can almost reach it, Dad.
Like, son, and he's just like, and he's like, Indiana.
Indiana? Indiana? Let it go.
And then calls him Indiana. He never, all through the rest of it, he's like, it's Junior. He's like, my name isn't Junior. And he's like, it's Indiana. And he's like, yeah, let it go. We'll just talk a little bit about leading up to that great end. That whole sequence when they get there and he gets shot, even when the way he gets shot in it, he's just like, oh, he's like, you thought you could beat me, Donovan? And that Donovan's like, he's a good bad guy because he's just like a really weird kind of guy. And he's like, doesn't he do that? He's like, and then bang!
Shooting me won't get you anywhere.
You know something, Dr. Jones? You're absolutely right.
Dad. Junior.
Shoots Sean Connery, and he's like, Dad! And then he has to go in, so he has to use his notes to get in there. What's the part that you always remember, that you remember out of the scene when he's walking across the stones? What do you remember about that? What happened? Because remember, he has to spell out the word Jehovah. Do you remember?
No.
Jehovah begins with an I.
Jehovah. But in the Latin alphabet, Jehovah begins with an I.
J?
Because in the old sacred text, Latin, it would be I, not J.
Good.
Great moments like that.
Well, great moments, because I know there's magic at the end, but like all those, like, it's not magic that gets him through to that room. It's all like
little bits like that.
like optical illusions and things like that.
The classic, only the penitent man will pass.
Penitent.
Penitent man is humble, kneels before God.
And then you think about it, you're like, yeah, because he's like, only the penitent man. Oh, kneel! And then he just kneels, and then those... the blades go through.
Yeah,
because the other guy's head comes off. The leap of faith is like, even when you watch that now... You're like, you look at it, and when the perspective shifts, you're like... I remember seeing that as a kid and being like, I don't get it. How can he get across? And then it's like, but he takes that step, doesn't he? He's like, huh? And it's just like, and of course, we get to the classic end. And this, for me, this is better than the face melting scene.
Yeah.
And if you've seen any of our other videos, I actually even put it in our last pod episode, which is here. Check that out. Because I always I used it as something to pretend that my dad looked like that. It's when Donovan, they're looking for the cup of Christ, and then he asks that Elsa, and he's like, which one would be the cup of Christ? And then she picks like the really good looking one. He's like, of course.
More beautiful than I ever imagined. This certainly is the cup of the King of Kings.
A cup of a king or whatever, and this lady drinks it, and he's just like, ah!
To me.
Just like, that's scary.
Yeah.
But I wonder, do you reckon that gets cut out on, or do you reckon they leave that in?
I reckon they just show it from the back angle.
But as you can see by me having no papers here, that means that we go on to talk about the other two films that they made, which I don't need trivia for because there's not really that much good to say about them. It's a little bit like if you watch our Ghostbusters review, in that it's focused on the two main films because we don't see the other films as part of it. I remember being excited to go and see Kingdom of the Crystal Skull at the cinema, but after I saw it, I thought, I was so disappointed, and I thought, I hope they never make another. And then they made Dial of Destiny, where Indy's just an old man, decrepit old man, and just ruins everything from all of the other films. So we don't count them. But yeah, that was our review of Indiana Jones. What did you think of it, and what are your favourites? as we say, thanks to everybody for watching all of our reviews and all of our videos, and thanks for everybody for subscribing. We're nearly at 1,000 now. We're literally, what are we like now? I think we're like 44 people away from being at 1,000 subscribers. So thank you everybody who's subscribed and comments and everything like that. And thanks to all of our members. Because that was one thing I was thinking. So if you become a member, basically we're going to take the money that comes from members, and that's what we're going to use for the show in the room, because we need to get new posters and stuff. Like, because some of these posters, we got them off Teemu, so it's like they need to, you know, we need better ones. So we need like things like that, and the camera stand we've got is basically like falling apart. But yeah, follow us on all the social medias. We're on all of them. And don't forget to like, subscribe, share it with friends. Like I said on the last one, what's the thing where you boost shit up or something? he said, like the guy said on that video that you said that the video doesn't exist, where the guy's just like, make sure you shout it or something.
Hype it or something.
Hype it, yeah. Did you find out if that's a real thing yet? Well, if it is, look on the bottom of your screen now. Is there a button that says hype? If so, press it. And we'll see you soon.